Hi guys!
Welcome to Karen and Maya.
Conversations with Karen and Maya.
This is episode 2.
And I just hit myself in the head.
Yeah, but we have to keep filming. Keep rolling, guys. Keep rolling.
She's a taskmaster.
And today's episode is called...
It is called Take One, Action, How We Started. And I came up with this one because I thought it would be really good before we delve into other topics and things for us to like introduce ourselves to you guys, how we got started, and then go from there, as opposed to like as opposed to jumping into just like different topics and whatnot. We thought we would just introduce ourselves, get ourselves out there, and also gives us a chance to practice, because this whole setup is totally different and sometimes it throws us off a little bit. But take one, action, how we started. So I have like little points like last time to keep us on track. Oh, is there a problem?
Yes, because you keep saying...
No. What I'm saying is to keep us on track. So, the promise to start. How did this all happen? I have 2018 down here. 2018.
Which begins with me.
Yes.
So I think I would be the better one suited to have this conversation. So in 2018, for those who don't know, from my segment, Living with Ulcerative Colitis, 2018 was when I learned that I had UC. And when I was in the hospital, Mom was always there, and so was Dad. And I told Mom, I was like, we should start a YouTube channel. Now, mind you, I was pretty out of it, but I was serious. I was like, and we had
I did not take you seriously.
We had a lot of different promises. I asked her if we could go to the beach, and she was like, sure. And I was like, can we go to
whatever you want, kid.
Can we get massages? And
yes.
She was like, sure. And I was like, can we have a YouTube channel? And she was like, sure. Well, after I got better, I was like, so we're gonna start a YouTube channel? And she was like, you were serious about that? Ha ha ha. And we didn't end up starting.
And well, I didn't think she was serious about it. So 2018 came and passed because she was in school.
I didn't bring it up until 2019.
Okay, first off, 2018, you had to finish high school.
Yeah, but I'm saying...
So she finished high school, had 2 more surgeries.
But I'm saying I didn't bring up starting a YouTube channel until 2019. So our actual debut was 2020, so it wasn't actually like... It was
like 2 years later.
The thought came 2018. I wanted to do it 2019, and then 2020, we suddenly had time. I don't know why.
So in 2018, she was in the last semester of high school, graduated high school that June, off to college in the fall, and subsequently had 2 surgeries.
I had a surgery in January,
she had 3 surgeries June, that year,
and then a surgery in December. So there was not a lot of things you could do when you were having surgery.
Right, and also, so I mean, at that point, I was saying I was saying yes to everything because, like, what are you gonna do? Do you say no to somebody who's...
Maybe I should cash in some of those.
Yeah, like I was like, just say yes. Okay, so 2020 comes, the pandemonium happens. Everybody's home, and we start a garden at the beginning of the year. It wasn't very good at all.
That actually was not the original plan. Well, it was the original plan, but we were in the backyard, and we were kind of like, what do we do with this space?
So let's get into that, because what happened was everything that you all see when you go back and watch any of our gardening videos, especially from the beginning, none of that stuff was there. None of it. So when the pandemonium happened, Maya and I, we were always looking for stuff to do because if you remember, you couldn't really go anywhere, couldn't really do anything.
And there was the fact that they probably could have gone somewhere, but I'm immunocompromised, so there was limited places where I could go. So I spent a lot of time outside or in the house because there wasn't a lot of places for me to go.
So we would go outside. And we would, and before that it was just work, but then it just came to a standstill. And I was working from home, and most everybody was home.
And they also made all school at home.
So college students were home. And so we would sit in the backyard and just kind of stare into nothingness. And I remember you were sitting there and you started digging your toe around.
No. So we were sitting in the backyard, and we didn't have the patio space as you know it.
As you see it now.
And we were walking to the fence trying to figure out what we should do with the space, and Dad was there too. We were trying to
But mind you, nothing was there. So we didn't even know what we were doing.
We were imagining stuff, and I was trying to make a PowerPoint on what we could do with the space. And while we were talking, I just started digging my foot into the ground, and it was actually further away from the patio than we knew the patio to be, because we only knew the patio to be two spaces of concrete. And while I was digging my foot, I realized I wasn't hitting rock, I wasn't hitting dirt, I was hitting something that was smooth
in the ground
and stone.
So we started digging it back, and then there you have it. There was the patio.
We learned that
the previous owners
the grass grew wild on top of it.
Yeah. So then what we did, because we didn't have anything else to do, we just started digging it back. And then from digging it back, I said, oh, we should start with some sunflowers. And so we bought some sunflower seeds, didn't know what we were doing, planted them. And we got the mammoth kind, so the sunflowers were taller than us. At first it was fun.
They grew.
They really grew. And I mean, from there, it just was like, if we can grow sunflowers. So we started a little herb box, and that grew. If you ever need dill,
that was when we learned. Our herb box, the way she says it, wasn't exactly a box first. It was a big pot of a plant, and we didn't know what we were doing. So we grew
big planters.
Mint in one line, dill in another, I think parsley and something else.
In anything.
Mint killed everything but the dill.
The dill and the mint were like best friends. So moving from that, we did not start filming videos until September, October of 2020. And what was the reason behind that?
Yeah, we probably should have celebrated an anniversary.
Oh yeah, we should have. We should have done a whole anniversary on that.
We missed it.
Well, it's almost October. Tomorrow will be the 1st of October.
Yeah, but if we started in September, then we just missed it.
Yeah, we just missed it. But we started it then. We started filming, and I think our first video was like wax jars or something. We didn't know what we were doing, y'all. We did not know what we were doing.
We were learning pitch and lighting. We're still learning.
Lighting,
but the lighting back then was something else.
And also, okay, so our house was built in 1901, and because of that, like the lighting is different all throughout. Soon we will be slowly but surely we'll be embarking on renovations throughout the home. But in the kitchen, we need lighting, like white light. But I will say this, anybody out there who knows any light bulbs that will switch to white light, and not when you put them in the what do you call it, when you replace your lights, they turn, for some reason, they don't stay like white light.
I can answer that for you. They have to be little swirly white light bulbs. The ones in my bedroom are white light because I took out all of the ones that look like little bulb guys, because the bulb guys are white and they turn yellow. But the swirly little ones, I don't know what they're called. Spirals.
I'm looking at production.
Do you know what they're called?
Can we get a change on lighting? Anyway, so with our first couple of videos, the lighting, we didn't know how to sit. We didn't know where we were looking.
And we talked really fast.
Way too fast.
We actually had this thing, we didn't show it in the video, but if someone was talking too fast, we would go like nudge, nudge, like nudge.
Or
nudge.
just like, calm down.
Because cut it out the video.
And for you all who don't know, I'm a total introvert, okay? I tell a lie. I'm an introvert extrovert. So if I'm out and about.
I'm an ambivert. That's an introvert extrovert.
So say it out loud. Say it.
Ambivert.
Okay, whatever she just said.
I'm a loner, but an ambivert is what she is.
My favorite thing to do is read a book and have tea. Like seriously. Anyway, so if I'm out and about, I'm social. When I'm at home and doing stuff, I'm not. I'm like, it's me and the plants and whoever's around.
Like similarly, it can be a loner. If I'm alone, I'm a loner. I'm fine studying alone. I'm fine entertaining myself alone. But when I'm out and about, I can be the life of the party. But when I go home, I crash. It's like,
Right, and I need 3 or 4
the
days.
end
Like,
of
yeah,
my social
I can hang out one day, and it takes me 4 days to recover. Seriously. So you take all of these ambiverts and you put us on film. Hey, we come alive, but we didn't know what we were doing, and so. So we started that video in October. I think it was a food video or wax jars or something. You can go back and look. We were in the kitchen. And at first we were watching ourselves. So what was it? So I have 2 things here. Like,
also there was the matter of, it's not like that now, but back then, Mom and I were both in the same videos. Like when we filmed the video, it was both of us. And so like we started branching out and realizing the things that we had kind of like had a niche.
Also, we were scared. Like,
Scared
not necessarily scared, but the numbers were not
moving.
They were not moving.
The thing is, because it was so new, anytime we got a single view, and we still are like that today, we get a single view and we're like, they like this video. We should do something along these lines again.
The other thing for me, not so much, was sometimes I was like, well, nobody's liking it anyway, so might as well make a new segment. Something, might as well do what you want to do. If nobody's watching it.
Let's get into the segments and who created them.
That, if basically for me, it was like nobody's watching it anyway, so might as well go ahead and do what you want to do. And so let's get into the segments, okay? First up, so this is where I said watching the numbers game. So this is where the numbers and segments came in to play together. So Maya mentioned to me, like I said, I was like, I really want to do something that I like. And then Maya said, well, you like La Crusade, why don't you do that? And I was thinking to myself, my production, you are really...
Production is talking to me, it is okay. But production does not know that I'm looking up the segments so I can figure out the order that they actually came in.
Okay.
I'm not texting
okay,
people.
production, thank you. Relax, relate, release. Okay. Note to self, do not edit that out. Okay. Where was I? Okay, so what happened was mine was like, why don't you do La Crusade, because you like it so much. And I thought, girl, nobody's gonna watch that. No one is gonna watch that. And so, but I went ahead and did it. You can go back and look. It's the first brazier video I did. The brazier, it was artichoke, and I was in there by myself. I was like nervous. It took me like 15 tries to get that video up because I was so nervous. And that video, I posted it and forgot about it. Came back, and I know, here's the numbers. That was the first time that we got 40 views on anything. And I was like, 40 views, Maya, look. And then within days, it started climbing. And I was like,
that actually is not the first segment though.
I know it wasn't the first segment.
The first segment was called Gardening and Herbs.
Yeah, so
because we
started with garden. We started with the garden. We were building that up first, and that's how that started. Then it was what?
La Crusade.
Yeah. So the garden, I figured, somebody, we like gardening, and then we got into the different parts of gardening, like herbs and all the rest of that. But we didn't know what we were doing. We were just building raised beds and showing that on camera.
Then the next segment was Weck and Mason jars.
No, but that wasn't even a segment. We were just going off the fact that we posted a Weck jar video, and then someone was like, thank you so much, because they didn't know where they came from. And then we posted them. But, the Weck jars, I couldn't commit to that as a segment, because once you buy enough jars, you have enough jars, right? Am I wrong? Or?
Yes, but there is 14 videos for anyone that is interested in Weck jars.
14 videos of Weck jars, guys. Yeah. But our channel, listen, the segments came about at the tea time with Maya. At first, Maya was not being consistent with the tea time. So
Can we all appreciate how she just single-handedly went, yes, when I
Well,
was
she
doing
couldn't.
it.
Listen,
Wait,
though.
I was doing the Luke Crusade. It made me feel so happy. But when we mentioned Maya wasn't consistent. Let me tell you why Maya wasn't consistent. Maya wasn't consistent because Maya is a college student.
That's right. I was about to say.
And Maya got very good grades, but Maya wasn't consistent with Tea Time with Maya.
So
now it is said correctly. Thank you very much.
So beforehand, if you all noticed, there was no Thursday's video because Maya used to film the T video. So I had, because the way the algorithm works with YouTube, if you don't keep that time consistent, then it drops you. So what I had to do was, because I just put something in its place as a placeholder so that whenever she was ready to come back to it, it was waiting for her. But anyway, so production is diverting our attention. So if you see us look off to the side, it's production. But anyway, so the numbers correlate, cause us to keep certain segments in order to keep the channel going at first. And because at the beginning of doing YouTube, you don't know what's happening, you don't know what's taking, and also because our segments were, they look different, but they're actually all connected. If you look, our segments have to do with cooking from scratch a lot of times, and garden to table. So if you go and you look at each video, everything tends to center around the kitchen and home life. And that's, and we chose the different segments so that, it made it easier for people who, if somebody's here just to watch Le Crusade, hey, you could just pull it up and look at that. If you're here for Tea Time with Maya, and you're here for the latest tea that she's come up with, that's what you're coming for. And we're doing conversations now. So if somebody wants to just, just hear our viewpoint on certain topics or whatnot, then that's what it's here for. And also we don't have anything that we do together, right? I mean, I'm behind the camera.
No, she's right, but she's also wrong. Sometimes on Thursday, because it is a toss-up video, you will see me, but that is very rare. I think it only happened twice this past year. Once was a kitchen.
Did you call my Thursday video a toss-up?
No, well, it's not exactly a toss-up, but she can change the theme. She can talk about anything on Thursdays because it is Thursday's video. Mm-hmm. But, like, for instance, I appeared with a KitchenAid twice, and that was the 2 times you saw me in correlation with Mom. Or it's a giveaway video.
No, not all the time.
No, not Thursday. Just me and you seeing each other.
Oh yeah, that's
it's
right.
A giveaway,
Yeah. Or it's a Q&A.
Someone won something.
Right.
From the giveaway.
The giveaway, yeah.
Or Q&A, yes.
Yeah.
So there's only times we've been together at the same time. But sometimes I will appear in her videos. You hear her in my videos sometimes because she is helping film it.
And I will say this. So, for all of you guys who've been watching from the beginning, thank you so much. Everybody who's new, welcome, welcome, welcome. The segments aren't going to change. What we're probably going to do as time goes on is just really revamp them. And now we're getting more and more comfortable behind, in front of the camera, behind the camera. And we have so many different things that we want to delve into. So
for instance, YouTube gave us some little friendly tips, and one of the helpful friendly tips was make your videos longer. And to make your videos longer, you kind of have to take a step back and think, oh, what all can this segment hold? And then you come up with a lot of ideas, and I'm finding that that's happening for me. So I'm thinking outside the box, and as you think outside the box, the revamping of the segment does happen.
Also, the thing is while we're making the videos longer, we want to add quality, not quantity. So while we do want a longer video, if you notice, we're trying to offer you guys quality. I don't want to just be rambling. I don't want to use up people's time, because then, we know why you're here. You came because you wanted to see the Temptations.
We missed a segment. Cooked. Tell them how cooked came about.
That was a joke, by the way, that she didn't even.
I know. She said that we came to.
We have to put that in at some point all the time.
Yeah, I guess that's apparently going to be on a shirt.
Well, are you guys interested in merch? I never even thought about that. And if you are, like,
just let me know.
Let us know. I don't even know how to do that, but in future, we were thinking about lots of ways to like get you guys more involved. We also thought about going live sometimes. Let us know how you guys feel about that for sure.
We would tell it for the first time. We would tell you a week in advance because it is going live, and it would be our first time going live.
And nobody wants to sit there and go live and crickets.
We will be happy if one person shows up.
Right.
But if there's crickets and we're looking at each other like, I guess we're just gonna talk.
Yeah, that's what we'll probably do. Just talk until somebody shows up.
And it would probably be for Karen and Maya, so we could just.
Yeah,
talk.
It would be conversations.
Conversations with Karen and Maya.
Right, like a good conversation. And also, please, in the comments below, let us know what y'all want to hear us talk about. Because right now we're just in the introduction phase of, getting to know you guys now, because now we can talk with you guys and we have a segment for that, where it's kind of like we're reaching in and like taking all of you guys' ideas and bringing them where we can just discuss it. Cooked isn't cooked. So, okay.
How did Cook come about?
Okay, so how did Cook the segment came about? Because one thing I did not want to do is I did not want to become a chef. Okay, I did not want a cooking channel, and I still don't. That is not my ministry. I enjoy cooking, but I enjoy cooking, not necessarily. I used to teach, and I enjoy teaching. But yeah, I cooking is a fun thing for me as an outlet. And so what I wanted with the cook episodes was to show people how to use your pots and pans. Or your Le Creuset pots and pans. Because what I found is a lot of times people, we've all been there where we've had like shelf items. They look pretty on the shelf. You never pull them off. You never use them because the worry is, and I'm talking about like pots. I'm talking about the Le Creuset pots, or you buy them, you spend a ton of money to get them.
Yeah, but how did Cooked come about?
So
whose idea was Cooked?
Well, it was Maya's idea to have a cooking channel, like for me to just cook.
No,
but I was like, I have to make it work for me, girl.
Look,
I shouldn't just be cooking.
Because the Cooked, I think someone in the comments asked, they were like, I really like my, just without brazier. But I don't know what we would make inside of it.
And yeah, that was it.
I was like, you should do a cooking segment.
And I was like, girl.
And she said, I don't like to, she didn't want to do like recipes. Like, because this is how much you put in this. Because it's not about the food, it's about the pan.
There you have it. It. For me, when you see the cooked episodes, it's not about the food. It's about how the pan is used to make the food. Also, so that you guys can, if you're looking for that brazier, if you're looking for that French oven, and you want to see like somebody just regular using it, and you can say like, oh, okay, that's what I can use it for.
It was like, you don't need to be a chef.
You don't need to be a chef
inside of these pans.
I believe we're all chefs. Okay, that's how we all learn to cook anyway.
You don't need a culinary degree to cook
in your you don't need, you can look up recipes and play around with your pans. They're cast iron, they're not going anywhere. And enjoy the process of seeing what your cast iron can do. That was the purpose of Cooked. It's not necessarily the recipe itself, but seeing how the pan operates and functions, and how much oil do you need to use? How do you clean this pan or whatnot? This is not about Le Creuset.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
And this is about Le Creuset, if you really think. If the viewers said that they wanted a recipe book of all the recipes you made.
I give it to you.
Like you'd sell them.
I put it up there. I would make a recipe book.
Yeah, but
we're
not going to do the recipe on the video, but we will.
And that's why you don't see the recipes on the video, because they're just recipes. Like many of us have, but my focus is on the pan, not necessarily on the food.
What if someone said, can we have a recipe book for the brazier? Would you go back and get those recipes? Absolutely, because I think that would be helpful. If you're interested in put it in the comments, guys, if you're interested in that, But the other segment is ulcerative colitis. how did that come about? So as said, the beginning was started with the ulcerative colitis and me being completely out of it and asking for a wide range of things. I should have asked for a pony, now I'm thinking about it.
She asked for a dog all the time.
I did. I didn't get that one.
No.
I didn't get that one. You guys should root for me. But the living with ulcerative colitis, I was talking to someone and they were explaining to me that they had UC and that when they left the hospital, they didn't have like the army of people that I had around me. Like I had an ostomy nurse, I had doctors, I had nurses, and all of them were giving me paperwork and trying to show me how I could live a very full life with UC. And that was when I still had my ostomy, because I was thinking the world was ending and they were like, no, you can do this, 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 and this. So when I left the hospital, I left completely prepared and with a lot of information that I didn't realize most people don't have. And so this person, they were talking to me and they were saying that they learned everything by accident. Like they learned that certain soaps burn. They learned that certain foods make them sick for like days. And I was like, how did your hospital like just let you go into the world like that? So I made Living with Ulcerative Colitis to help people that have UC, who have Crohn's, who have different autoimmune illnesses, who have different illnesses that can't be explained, and who have like dietary problems that they don't understand. It really is for anyone that it can help.
And also, the other thing too is when we would go for checkups to the hospital and stuff, and we're just standing there, for some reason, people just like will start talking to us and stuff, and people would just start telling us about different things, and we were like, well, how did we, what happened?
We end up with all this information.
But then I always say, like, ask questions, like, ask questions. So in asking a lot of questions,
and I asked a lot
of questions, and when she wasn't asking questions, I was asking questions. We were able to get a lot of information that we probably now we know would not have had if we hadn't asked. And so then I totally agreed with Maya. Like ulcerative colitis needed to be a segment, because if nothing else, people who are searching for that information, it would be out there.
It was also for the people that had the different illnesses, and then family and friends who didn't know how to help.
And also you didn't see people doing it. Most of the time when you look up ulcerative colitis issues or autoimmune illnesses, you see it more
perspective.
Yeah, it's from a doctor's perspective. So we thought let's put a real face to this,
Or it's about the actual like different things you can do to fix it, but they're not like coming from a personal standpoint, but like do this, 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 and this, and this, but they don't really tell you why and why X problem happened to begin with.
Right.
And I felt
in
like
trial and error,
candid,
yeah,
telling the actual like truth, like this happens because of this. And
like of late,
am not
like
a medical
late,
professional.
One
at
thing
all.
She realized was she needs a lot of potassium, and that helps out a lot. So she doesn't like bananas.
I hate bananas. Deplore them. Abhor them. Any word that means dislike strongly.
But the banana is a huge lifesaver when it comes to for her. I don't know about anybody else, but I know like the banana has done, just eating like 2 bananas a day has really changed quite a few things currently, because we all know that things can change,
expediently.
So we're not nurses or doctors, so just to be clear, this, and also we always try to make sure that she's sharing from her perspective and her experience.
But bringing it back full circle, this way mom makes foods and cooked, even though there is not a recipe involved, is because when I was learning what I could and could not eat, there was a lot of foods we had to skip over or we couldn't use.
Or we just don't use for her.
But like for instance, if it's like a package and it has like a lot of ingredients in it, my stomach decides that it can't take it. So she had to make some stuff from scratch. That we did make from scratch, but rarely. So now it's like all made garden to table. It didn't really have to.
For instance, I have one like.
And then Tea Time with Maya was also born out of living with ulcerative colitis. I needed to know what those herbs did.
So we were just going through all these different things, and that's where
coming like full circle.
Yeah, and so when you see, I always cook from scratch. Excuse me, I've always cooked from scratch, but like she was saying, there are some things like I'll make specifically, like I'll make a full dish, but then I'll take so much out, put it to the side, and that'll be the end of the cooking process for her stuff. And then I'll continue on for the hubster and myself. But that's what we have done. The segments are let us know what you all think of the segments. We're going to conclude because production is telling us that we're way over time. And so now production's like, well, I didn't say anything. That's on you.
No, but these videos are supposed to be like great length compared to the others.
We're not supposed to.
We're not supposed to be here for an hour.
We're giving you quality, not quantity. We're not going to just sit and ramble. That's why we have the handy dandy notebook. Anyway, let us know what you all think in the comments below.
Let us know if you are interested in the recipe book.
Also, let us know if you all have ideas for topics, because we will get past introducing ourselves, and once we do, let us know what you want to hear from the both of us, because I think that's what we're trying to get to. Like, what do you all want to hear us talk about between us? Mom and daughter, we're both adults, let us know. I mean, do you want to hear current events, or like Love is Blind?
Or we're not talking about Love is Blind.
No.
I can't watch it. I watched the first season, amazing.
Amazing. Lauren and Cameron are great. After that, it was like, no. Anyway, we're rambling. But thank you guys so much for watching.
Please like, share, subscribe.
And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye, fam.